Hello and welcome to Game Over Here, the video game podcast created by gamers for gamers, with your hosts Leon,
Dave!
Pit Boy, Starbound himself.
There we go. I must say I forgot that I didn't have my special Halloween glasses on this week.
Oh, costume fail.
Are they not just like your prescription glasses? As normal.
Well, I mean, if they were, then I'm basically sort of going, yeah, I want to be blind because it's pretty bad. I can't.
Can you
Very
actually
Elton
see out?
John.
Visibility is low right now.
Talk to Dave, he'll be able to sort it.
Exactly.
And hey to Sergeant Rock, thanks for joining us on our Halloween special this week. As you can see that we've all donned our lovely little outfits here. I think, my 49p investment has been worth it.
Absolutely. Totally worth it.
Right, anyway, let's sort of jump into sort of some of the Halloween content that we've got for this week. And I think it's always good to dive into what some of the developers have kind of provided for us, for our Halloween treats this year. And I mean, GTA are always a good place to kind of start because, Rockstar, they know how to kind of deliver on their Halloween stuff. And we've got sort of the some new things that have kind of been added to sort of GTA Online to kind of celebrate that. We've got Angels versus Devils in the new GTA Lost versus Damn Adversary mode, where it kind of switches between a daytime and a nighttime cycle, granting power bonuses to the good during the light and the wicked in the dark. So it's a pretty cool little mode actually that they've got going on there. What else have we got going on here? They are doing loads of cash, basically.
Loads of cash!
And RP. There's like massive discounts as well on all of like the sort of a lot of the vehicles as well, which is pretty cool. What else have we got going on here? Some new horror themed T-shirts. What else? Come on, guys, help me out here.
Oh, I thought you were reading them all out.
We've got GTA Online is offering, yeah, there we go. That's the 30% off select vehicles and items through to November the 7th. So you've still got plenty of time. Basically, a shitload of vehicles. Not going to go through them all. What else have we got here? Overwatch Halloween Terror skins and Junkenstein's Revenge. As usual, we're sort of when they've done the Olympics kind of thing before, and now they've got sort of their special Halloween boxes that you can get. And there's some pretty cool skins there actually, which are available and definitely worth checking out. The new modes, I think the Junkenstein's Revenge. It's It's a 4 players against defending a gate against hordes of enemies. So it's just sort of like a horde mode as such.
Cool. With chest high walls.
Exactly. What else have we got here? Dead by Daylight welcomes Michael Myers. So he's going to be sort of going around with his mask on and killing you.
Awesome. Team Fortress 2, Scream Fortress.
Oh, puns for days, son.
I know. They must have spent months thinking that one up.
For sure. Destiny, they've got their Festival of the Lost back, where you can kind of get sort of some masks, some weapon mods, and there's also a Sparrow skin, which looks like a witch's broom, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Pokemon Go, getting in on the Halloween action. Double candy.
I'm really annoyed because the best thing is Madden 17. Like the best Ultimate Team part is when they do the Halloween thing, and I haven't played it in 2 years, but it is by far the best mode in any Madden. Because what happens is you unlock, like, obviously there's like special players for Halloween, but if you play with them over the Halloween weekend, they become like 99 overall or like the most crazy powerful things. So you might go up against a team that's usually shit, but suddenly they're the best in the game. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like FIFA 17 and NHL 17 are also getting in on the sports action.
I think also they've got that for EA UFC 2. There is Halloween packs, but it's not. It doesn't seem nearly as much involved as the other ones are.
The MMOs are getting in on the Halloween action as they usually do. So that would be your World of Warcraft, your Elder Scrolls, and Secret Worlds, and Guild Wars 2. And
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, all
pretty
of
much,
them.
if it's an MMO, there will be a Halloween event.
They'll have it. Yeah.
Standard. Pretty standard.
Yeah, this sort of Rocket League stuff as well, because Rocket League. There's just so much fucking Rocket League nowadays as well. Counter-Strike Go. I've also got pumpkin heads. So yeah, plenty of Halloween themed video game things there for this week. We got Cody saying, "Oh, you fucking spooked, mate."
Because that's how we talk.
I think it's pretty accurate in all fairness. But yeah, anyway, plenty of sort of Halloween game events going on. Over the weekend and also today as well. I'm sure it's probably the last day that you might be able to grab some of that. So make sure you get in on some of that after you've watched the show. Then we've got. I just wanted to kind of put a special mention out there. Have any of you watched any of the new sort of Black Mirror at all on the season 3 on Netflix?
I literally started watching it from the beginning about a week ago. So I've seen the whole of season 1, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but I've not seen any of season 2 or season 3.
Well, that's fine. I don't want to spoil anything, but I just wanted to kind of do a sort of quick special mention for episode 2, sort of on Black Mirror, because there was a really good episode called Playtest, which I recommend for any gamer this Halloween. You should watch the shit out of that episode because it's scary as fuck. It's a VR like horror kind of experience as such. Not that you use VR to do anything on it. It's just sort of like this one guy's playtest through this new horror VR experience as such, and it's pretty nuts.
Oh, I'll check it out after the show.
Yeah, honestly, I recommend it. I think it's perfect for Halloween. Any gamer should go and watch it and be freaked the shit out by it. Honestly, I was like, fuck. But yeah, on a scary game kind of vibe. What's the scariest game that you guys have ever played? I mean, it's throwing it out there. I know it's going to be pretty tough, but what do you think? What do you think, Dave?
For me, it's Doom. But out of all the Dooms, it has to be Doom 64 because it's like they made all the maps, but then forgot to put lights in.
Yeah.
So you're wandering along. Then suddenly you just have this really dark corridor and you can hear the enemies down there, and it's the usual traps, you walk down and pick something up and then like 10,000 zombies will chomp your ass, which is fairly intense anyway. But the fact that what's coming and you can hear them and you can see it's really, really dark, it's just lots of no, don't want to do it. And I found it very, very difficult to play just simply because I was such a scaredy. Other horror games, they have the jump scares, so you still prepared for it. But with this one, you weren't expecting it. So when it happened, it was just scarier because of it.
Fair enough. Probably Duke Nukem Forever for me because it was so shit. I don't know. I remember the scariest moment in a game for me was playing Resident Evil when I was about 11 or 12, around 1 o'clock in the night, and a lightning thunderstorm sort of happened, and the thing came through the window, and then my friend who had gone out for a cigarette decided it'd be really funny to bang on the window, and I fucking screamed.
Wait, you were 11 and your friend was smoking?
He was 15.
Okay.
So I wasn't smoking at 11, but there was like a bunch of people that were hanging out, and like there was about 10 of us playing, and he was one of the older guys. But he went out and thought it'd be really funny to scare the shit out of us, and did. I kind of been 11 for what was it, Resident Evil 2? When did that come out?
Let's find out. 1998.
So I would have been 12 at least. So maybe 12, 13, something like that.
No.
But yeah, that scared the living shit out of me.
What about you, Liam?
Well, I mean, like, in all fairness, I don't really play many scary games. Not really my kind of thing. But if I was to sort of think of a game, I mean, I'd say like Dead Space probably shit me up a little bit at first when I played it. I mean, I'm gonna sort of throw back even more, like maybe like Resident Evil or something like that. But I don't know. I definitely think Dead Space was more on the sort of the freaky kind of scale, just because of the um, just having to sort of decapitate everything as such. It was just sort of like it makes things a lot more difficult, and you're like, fuck, like, and they always sort of jump out really close to you as well. And I think if we're gonna go sort of like on more of a modern kind of a game, I think like Alien Isolation, with like the alien sort of like creeping around, and like it could sort of pounce on you at any minute. I think that's I think that's a sort of a good mention as well. We've got Cody saying in the chat, saying Eternal Darkness with a proper sound setup really fucks with you apparently.
Absolutely. Eternal Darkness is a fantastic game.
PT was a little scary.
Oh yeah, PT. No, good shout on that. God.
PT.
PT.
Yeah, PT.
Oh, PT. I was going to say, ET wasn't a scary game, other than the fact it was terrible.
It was scary for the people that had to bury the millions of them down the fucking in the desert.
The fact that they could unbury themselves, that they're undead. ET game coming to get you late at night.
I haven't done any of the like proper scary virtual games yet, but my brother said he downloaded a couple for Halloween, and they're pretty scary.
I played the virtual game where you are in a park and there's zombies coming at you, and the zombies start off as like normal sized zombies, and then there's these huge giant zombies sort of stomping towards you that you can see in the distance, and that gets very intense because you can get like light laser sights, which helps it shoot, but they only last for a certain amount of time, and when you start getting surrounded by zombies, it actually feels like you're genuinely surrounded by zombies, and that gets pretty scary. And then there's these big ones come in and just sort of chomp your face and stuff. That's really cool. Did enjoy that.
With I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. That's really annoying. Back to you. That is really fucking annoying.
That's my trick.
Whoops.
Nice. Well, I mean, any other sort of scary games that you want to sort of throw out there in a mention, or are we?
We're gonna go old school.
Sorry.
Go Mike.
What I was going to say is, like, I've always found, like, I don't know if anyone else, I find scary films, scary games, scary, all that kind of stuff. I find it quite boring, and I find them a bit too predictive. So, like, I don't know if anyone out, like, people don't like spoilers, but, like, I kind of work it out before it happens, which is really fucking frustrating. Like The Sixth Sense, I went to see that with about 3 people in the cinema, and like, have both of you seen it? If you haven't seen Sixth Sense, skip forward fucking 60 seconds.
It's a really old film.
You haven't fucking seen old, so you should know. Anyway, it's about halfway through, and I turn to them and I go, "Is Bruce Willis dead?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "He's been wearing the same clothes. Is he like a ghost or something?" They're like, "Shut the fuck up." And then the thing happens. They both look at me like, "What the fuck are you like? You just completely ruined that film for me." And I was like, "I didn't know." I just fucking like, it's really annoying. So it's just the same for like games. It's always like, "Well, it's him, innit?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's him. That's annoying. It's never like really. I think they should make like a Saw sort of game.
There is a Saw game.
Yeah, but like a 3D Saw game.
Oh, okay.
See, that might be a bit too intense. Like you get tortured in the game.
Well, that's kind of how the Saw game works. Is you set up the traps and stuff for people.
Do it in VR kind of thing, like.
Yeah, but do it in VR. You're the one that has to do it. Right. So you set up with some knives next to you, some mouse traps, and then we're going to put your hands in places you don't want to put them.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Yeah, there was talking old school games, the very first game that I ever played that could be kind of deemed a scary game was a text adventure called Hunt the Wampus, where you are wandering through a series of caves, and every so often the Wampus would come up and kill you, but you would never know when it was going to happen. It would just happen randomly. So you could just be like ages going north, east, west, south, whatever, and it's like, this is a cave, this is a cave, this is a cave. Ah, you're dead. And you're like, shit. And it's all text, but it's still fairly intense. And you're very young at the time, so.
Can you imagine someone just looking, like, watching Dave, and there's just text like, you went north, you went, the monster came out. Oh shit! It's too much.
It's like, oh
no! Those 18 characters of words. Fuck!
But yeah, that's where we started with horror games, and now we're up to VR. It's like how far we've come.
I was watching. I know it's completely off the subject for a second, but I was watching something the other day, and it reminded me of how like we have like DRM and all the stuff to stop people piracy, and they do little bits. I was watching a thing, and it reminded me of Prince of Persia, where you had to put in like the word from whatever it was to start the game. And I lost my I had a real version of it, but I lost my manual. So it was literally, right, well, we got to spend however long trying to drink the like random potion, and maybe I can start this game. I completely forgot about some of the stuff they used to do before, like the internet and so on, like how we could like stop all that bits and pieces.
Yeah. To be fair, like I buy a lot from like a Humble Bundle nowadays, where like you can get a lot of sort of, or like GOG.com, just because of the fact that you can buy DRM free games, which is it's quite nice. I quite enjoy having a DRM free.
Tony's put, I'm not a fan of VR with headphones. Honestly, I think it's more effective if you have speakers around you so you can hear from all angles. Or you have stereo headphones. Like, that's like my ones are, if something's there, it sounds like it's there. If something's here, it sounds like surely that's like what the good level headphones do for most gaming sort of setups. Did you see those new Astros? The special edition ones?
No, I can't say I did.
Gold plated, fucking 14 grand. Piss off.
What?
Piss off. They're expensive just for the normal ones.
Yeah, but headphones quality are bad, apparently. But that's fair enough, dude. Fair enough. No, fair enough. But I mean, there is plenty of very good headphones out there in the market.
Yeah.
But I mean, each to their own. Moving on though, should we get into sort of some of the games that we've been playing recently? I mean, Mike, I understand that you've been playing some Titanfall.
Titanfall 2. I picked it up.
I really want to play this game. I mean, I really do.
Is it good? Is it better than the first one?
No. Yes. No. I haven't invested enough time in it yet to really give you a definitive answer on that. However, the single player actually is all right at the moment. I mean, it is a single player campaign, and it's got a bit of everything. There's some like people were complaining it's not that funny. I thought it is quite funny. Like there's a bit where you get separated from the Titan, and he goes, "Oh." You say to your Titan, you can choose what you say, but you can say, "Oh, did you miss me?" And your Titan says something along the lines of like, "I wasn't trying to shoot at you. That would be in violation of pilot code 1, whatever." And there's like some little funny bits, but there's also like boss fights in it. So like the first Titan you come up against, like it does the thing where like it comes up and it's got his name above him and like all this kind of stuff. The problem I found was I went online, which first of all was painful.
Yeah.
So I like literally, I was all right at the first one. I've got I couldn't kill anyone. I'm also struggling because I'm using a much smaller monitor, and I'm getting used to being on a much smaller monitor for it. But I don't like all these new Titans.
No?
No, half of them I don't want to use ever. And you can't for multiplayer unless I'm being stupid. I did not last Titan Standing, the new Bounty Hunter or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
There was no standard layout. I could either have a pulse cannon or there wasn't a machine gun or the normal standard setup of a thing. I couldn't also have the shield thing, and it was like I had to have one of the specialist Titans, which I don't want to have. I want a more generic Titan. It looks nice. The problem is I haven't really delved into the multiplayer yet. I played about an hour of multiplayer, and I was getting my ass handed to me. But I think there's more polished on like sort of the wall running and the speed of everything. They've kind of done that, and there's more emphasis on, being like the maps you can go all over the place and stuff like that. But I just found I don't really like, for example, in the solo campaign, I've just picked up one that's a flame style Titan. And I can either do a shot, which takes forever to reload, of like a flame cannon, which is the main one. It's like a flame mortar.
Yeah.
I can also throw 2 like grenades that give off gas, which then, if I ignite, does a much bigger area. Or I can do a flame thing in front of me, but if I walk on it, I get hurt. And I was just like, I was trying to do this area of it with using the thing I just picked up, which is usually like, you get that thing, it's designed for that area to be easier. And I was getting fucked off, so I just went straight back to the normal thing, and it was 10 times easier to just with a machine gun take everything down. So I'm undecided at the moment. I think it's worth picking up. Certainly, like if you enjoyed the first one, you should enjoy the second one. I think it's more. I just need to unlock a bit more on the multiplayer, and then I can actually use some of the stuff I want to use. But no, I think it's all right. Yeah, I can't think. There's a lot of there's a lot of sort of more integration of like, there is a lot more customization of the Titan, which is kind of cool. I like the look of them. I think they look cool, and there's lots of stuff there. I just don't like the loadouts. Like, I kind of missed, as soon as I started using the new stuff, I was like, this is like not over complicated, but just like overkill. Like, I kind of miss just having a quad launcher or a sort of like a more basics Titan, because I found the game like it was a bit more less and more skill related. You could kind of dodge and use that as your main thing. With this, it's more, you really have to learn your specific Titan in and out. You couldn't just change a weapon and then be all right. You'd have to like learn the play type of that Titan properly, which I suppose is more in depth. But I just found it a bit more annoying. I couldn't just pick it up and run.
No, fair
but
enough.
Yeah, it's worth picking up if you enjoyed Titanfall. I think the campaign's worth it as well.
Do you reckon Titanfall 2 will be better or have more longevity than Titanfall?
No, probably not. Is the honest answer. I don't think it's selling. I don't think it's selling that well. I haven't seen fuck all about it anywhere either. Like, Titanfall 1 was for Xbox One, yeah, and PC. That was all over the place. This is for all. It's on PlayStation as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I haven't seen any adverts for it. I'm not seeing stops with it on and so on. It doesn't seem like they've got a massive marketing campaign. And maybe that's because Xbox, it's not an Xbox exclusive, so Xbox isn't using it to try and drive a console.
Yeah, I don't think it's just that. I think it's more the fact of that, EA are, publishing 2 games at the same time. You've got Battlefield, that massive Titan, Battlefield 1, and they're also doing Titanfall 2.
Shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like destroying everything.
But
I don't want to buy it though.
I must admit I don't want to buy it either. But it's because the thing is that I buy every Battlefield game and then just sort of then realise that I really don't play it.
I don't enjoy Battlefield.
Yeah. Last Battlefield I played was 2164.
Nice, man, nice. I mean, Mike, you been playing anything else, dude, or is that about it?
Yeah, there was something else I played. What the fuck was it? Oh, Fallout.
Oh, right, cool, man.
So I loaded it up the other day. I cannot find. I have all the add-ons but they're not in my Pip-Boy box, so I don't know where it is. So I can't download it. I'm not paying for them again. I loaded it up. My thing said that they changed how survivor mode was, and so on. And I'd started playing, and I realised instantly I am far too deep in that game for me to just pick it up and be able to do what I was doing before straight away. So like I was like, all right, I'll do this mission, and I've got it on like stupidly hard mode, and I was like, oh fuck, I just got ripped, and I was just getting killed and killed and killed, and I think as much as it annoys me that it might have possibly 70 hours of gameplay into it, I may have to start again from the beginning.
Wow. Can you not just change the difficulty setting?
No, that's gay. I'm not doing something on. I'm not going low. It's boring if I do that. I want to be able to do it properly. I also kind of want to just sort of like I'm lost. I remember the story, but like the whole reason I like Fallout is kind of the progression and the character and so on. And I'm so like I think I was so trying to just please all audience on what kind of loadout I made and like my character. It's just so generic that it's not really any fun. It's like I'm not very good at anything. I just can I can build shit sick, but I'm not like I'm kind of tempted to, if I'm going to go back to it, I'll load all the mods and all the add-ons and just go, right, I'm going to make a melee class or a gunslinger or whatever, and then just completely get right into it from that end. I'm of two minds because I can either carry on and finish it from there and not really enjoy what I'm doing because I spent about an hour and a half and I'm just not having fun, or start from fresh, which I think might be the thing that I'm going to do.
Sounds like the better choice.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fucking time, isn't it?
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's like your weekend gone.
Yeah. Well, my weekend I'll be at work, but I'm tempted to, if I can get, I might just do what I did when it came out and like get holiday and just burn 4 days in a row of just staring at it and playing it. But it'll be a lot quicker this time because I know kind of where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't make some of the stupid amateur mistakes I did the first time.
Just stock up with a load of snacks and just don't you leave your room for 5 days.
Standard. What about you, Dave? What have you been playing?
I got back into Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, good man. Amazing choice of a game.
Yeah.
I've never actually played Kingdom Hearts.
It's a great game. Great game.
I know it is, but everyone loves it. But I think I'm too far gone now. That if I play it, like if I try and play the older ones, I'm going to be like, I don't have the nostalgia feeling for it. So I'm just going to be like, this is a very old game. Which one are you playing?
The first one. I was listening to various music at work, and then I came across a intro piece for Wild Arms, which is a really, really old PS2 game, and it's got one of the best intro musics. So I was like, I think I've got Wild Arms somewhere in my box at home of PS2 games. Let me try and dig it out. And then I discovered a sealed box of Kingdom Hearts, which I was surprised about because I thought I only had the one box of Kingdom Hearts, and it scratched the disc, and I was very sad and I had to throw it away. But yeah, so I found a sealed, unopened, pristine Kingdom Hearts. So I was very, very happy and proceeded to lose a couple of days to that. Admittedly, I haven't got very far in the game because I've put it on the hardest difficulty setting, which is when you set it to expert mode. Then you pick, at the start you get a choice of objects to choose from, which is a wand, a sword, and a shield. And then you have to give up one of the other two remaining items. And that sets your stats. So if you pick the shield, then you're predominantly going to be defensive stats, and sword is attacking, and the wand is obviously magic. Now, you can basically build up all the stats in the game except for magic. So if you want to get the most magic in the game, you have to pick spell, wand. Then you get a choice of whether you want to go defense or attack. If you pick defense, then you get the second best amount of item slots. And if you pick attack, you're basically a glass cannon, which is awesome unless you're playing on expert mode, at which point you will die a lot. And then once you've set your stats, you then get a choice of questions, which then determines how your experience is gained. So you can either gain a ridiculous amount of levels quickly up front, then sort of slows out, and then towards the higher levels, the experience gain is very, very slow. Or you can go sort of like an average, or you can do it the other way around, where it's very, very slow to start, and then towards the end, the experience picks up. So I've done that. So I'm basically gone for the hardest sets with the hardest leveling on expert mode, because I like a challenge.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. The problem is that right at the start of the game, there's a lot of one-off events. So if you fail, then you don't get certain items. So most of the time I was spent failing, reloading, and trying again. And there was a race that you do with you and Riku.
Oh yeah.
The race is so hard, and I must have spent like 2 hours on this. And Catherine's sitting next to me, and she's like, "You're going to win. You're cheating." Because I'm shouting. It's like, he's cheating. He's cheating all the time. It's like, but yeah, you're cheating too, because you're just reloading. You're never going to give him a chance to win. I'm like, yeah, that's not the point. He shouldn't win. I'm going to be the winner. But yeah, so considering I haven't played it for 10 years, a very, very, yeah, very, very long time. So I basically had to relearn the controls, relearn how the game works, and try and do something in one go, which is not going to happen. So yeah, so eventually I managed to do it, and I was very, very pleased, because there's lots of pixel perfect jumping, because being it's the first one that they did, they hadn't quite got the whole sort of 3D platforming thing down very well. So there was lots of very frustrating times where you get stuck on things, and so when you're in a race environment, it's very, very frustrating. But yeah, so I've now beaten the first area, and I'm in the Alice in Wonderland zone.
Oh yeah, nice.
See, that's why I'm kind of scared to play it, because like I think there's going to be all the kind of like the older bits and pieces. I'm just going to get very, like you're saying, like, oh, it's a bit clunk. Like, obviously it's got its charm, but it's probably going to be quite clunky considering it came out, like 2002 or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, we have had the sort of the HD like remakes as such, which that they have kind of sort of worked out things a little bit better. I mean, don't get me wrong, the first one's still very much you have to get the jumps quite right. But it's a good game though, definitely worth a play. But I mean, Cody, had a really good point in the chat sort of a little bit ago, sort of saying that he kind of feels that it's sort of a little bit of an unfinished game because of the way that you kind of go all over the place as such. And I kind of understand where he's sort of going with that, just because of the fact that nothing really does sort of tie together very well, I would say. I mean, like, there is sort of, obviously an overarching story that is there, but I'd say it is pretty loose.
Yeah, well, I don't think they were quite expecting how popular it was going to be. And
they're idiots for that, because it was like, okay, we're going to put Disney and Square Enix together. Like, even I could tell you. Yeah.
Final Fantasy meets Disney. What could possibly go wrong?
What could go right with this? We won't sell 7 copies.
And then it went insane. But the story is stupidly complicated. There's a video of honest trailers, Kingdom Hearts. Very worth watching. It's so funny, but it gets everything spot on. The story is insane. The Kingdom Hearts, the first one, isn't actually the beginning of the story. So because it feels so all over the place, they've then had to go in and make other games to sort of fill out the story, explain what's happening and stuff. So that's why there's like 1,000 other versions. It's not just Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and eventually 3. There are like 9 titles in the series.
It is a bit ridiculous now, yeah.
But they're all really good, and I just really enjoy it. I think I like Disney stuff, I like fantasy stuff, and they did a good attempt at putting the two together into some sort of crazy story, and I really like it. And also, it ticks all the RPG boxes. But I will obviously have to get around to getting the HD version at some point. and playing that one and getting all the achievements once I've completed the PS2. But I've never fully completed the original Kingdom Hearts. I defeated the last official boss, but there was a bunch of hidden bosses I never did, and then my memory card got wiped. But this is my first attempt at playing it through an expert, so it's going to be interesting to see how well I do on that, considering how hard some of the fights are later
I
on.
heard Sephiroth is a fucking arsehole.
He is a cock.
Yep, he is.
The best I got was down to his last health bar, at which point I was just drenched in sweat. I couldn't see straight. My fingers were shaking. I literally had to sellotape my hands to the controller for me to not drop it. It's such an intense fight. Everything has to be spot on. It's like right at the start, you get to fight Riku as like just a sort of a basic funsies battle. If you do too many combos on him, he punishes you by just taking off a load of your health. This is a sort of a light intro into how the Sephiroth battle works, because you literally have to go up to Sephiroth, tap him once, take off a tiny bit of energy, and then run away and hide for most of the fight while he does his crazy abilities, and then run in, and then tiny bit of damage, and then run away again, rinse and repeat for 6 hours. And then if you get hit once, you're dead, and then you have to do it all over again and cry a lot.
Oh, Cody's just reminded me in the chat about Dirge of Cerberus.
Dirge of Cerberus was easy.
I liked that game, man. I love that game. Just because, I'm down for like Vincent Valentine spin-off shit, man. Because that, even though he was an optional character,
he's a gangster.
He's fucking badass character, man. Ex-Turk.
But yes, Kingdom Hearts definitely well recommended. The third one's coming out next year, I believe. So this is definitely a good time for if you've not played any of the.
Yeah, we'll see on the Kingdom Hearts thing, because I think they keep kind of like going, oh, we're not sure,
Well, fingers crossed. But it gives me a chance to save up for the damn console.
Oh yeah, for sure. You need to get on that shit, son.
How have you still not got one?
I'm poor. I have other things to do with my money, like heating, important things. Food.
Have you never sat near an Xbox, mate? Those things are fucking warm.
This is true, but it doesn't heat up the entire house.
It does if you play it for long enough.
Other than that, I have been putting the final touches to the Halloween special. Among the Sleep, I played that a little while ago now, but I feel like I've played it again in the amount of times that I've been watching through the videos when the editing. So part 1 is out now. Definitely worth go check that out. Part 2 will be coming out tomorrow, and then there'll be one. Each part will be released over every day for a week.
Oh, so nice, man. That's really cool.
What about you, Leon? What have you been playing?
I have been getting back into, in a big bad way, a little game called Starbound. Dave will remember this one. Yeah.
So you posted the other day. You're like, please play Starbound. Please come on my server and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I really, really want to. But I was right in the middle of editing videos. And I really could. But I was so gutted I couldn't get to join you guys.
Well, the server's still going, man. It's still there. I'm still playing it. And it's a lot of fun. For those of you that don't know, Starbound is a procedurally generated action adventure game. It's sort of a 2D platformer, and you're exploring sort of like little like villager settlements. There's sort of like a lot of mining to do to be able to get sort of different crafting materials so that you can build like weapons, armor, more like building like materials as such. There is a ridiculous amount to that game. I would kind of say for fans of like Minecraft, Terraria. Terraria is definitely a very good comparison out there, and for Starbound in general, I've got a server going on just sort of on the standard build, and it's a lot of fun. I've got a couple of guys playing, and we've got like a really cool little sort of base going on, which I think I should be on the video. I just need to get to the video now and switch over to mine. Where are you? There it is. So this is inside our little base here that we've built. We've kind of got our own little colony going on. We've got a load of people. We've got some nice sort of all of our plants going. You can see some corn and some some sugar cane there as well. Some potatoes at the top on the right.
Nice.
Yeah, we've gone like proper nuts with this kind of like base as such. But yeah, like I said, it's all there on the server. If you ever fancy joining us, Dave, you're more than welcome to. It's definitely a lot of fun getting back into Starbound. I'd say it got actually fully released this year. It's out of early access now from July, and I think they've got a really strong build going on here. Because there's definitely a lot of improvements. I mean, if you remember back in the day, Dave, when we were playing it in early access, to get off the planet was pretty fucking difficult.
It was those bloody penguins.
Exactly, the penguins on that, because it was like I think it was the ship, it was Deadwing, I think it was the name of it, and it would just absolutely destroy you, dropping all of those penguins, and there was just no way that you could kind of do it. But
No, I think your brother had to come in and help because he had more weapons at that point and was stronger and armor and stuff and was able to defeat him easily.
That's right, yeah, for sure. I mean, he did help us big time, but I think what it is now is that they've really sorted out that kind of natural progression as such, where the fact that you find a portal on your starter planet that takes you to a place that kind of gives you missions, stuff like that, to be able to kind of help repair your ship and everything. So it kind of makes it a lot easier for you. I mean, obviously, to be able to actually power that teleporter that is on your planet, first you need to get a thing called core fragments, which happen to be near the core of the planet. So you have to dig down.
Funny that.
I know. You just dig down, grab I think it's 20 of them, you power up the teleporter and you go through, and yeah, you just pick up quests from there, and then you move on to other planets, like radioactive planets, extremely hot planets, extremely cold planets, desert planets, ocean planets. There's you can even sort of land on like a sort of an asteroid field as such kind of thing. I mean, I'm currently building a base on our server on an asteroid field, and it's low gravity, which is pretty fun. And I've got like a spear that's got a special, which is called rocket spear, so I can kind of fly myself around the asteroid field, which is pretty fun. But yeah, definitely worth playing. A lot of fun, a lot of progression. I'm still playing through the story at the moment. Plenty of quests to kind of do. I'll probably will report back hopefully when I've kind of gone through and got all of the artifacts. But yeah, no, definitely a lot of fun. I encourage people highly to play this game.
Excellent.
But yeah, that's about it on my games this week. I have picked up though, just so I'm gonna throw this out there. I picked up World of Final Fantasy, so I will be telling you about that next show. Hopefully, I'm waiting for it to arrive at my house.
World of Final Fantasy. That just it's like how many different titles can you sort of staple together into one?
Have you never seen the trailers for World of Final Fantasy or anything?
I know, yeah, I've heard about it, but I've not.
Yeah,
seen
it's basically you kind of play like it's like two there's like two protagonists, and you summon like the old like characters and stuff like that, and they're these little chibis, I think they call them. They're sort of like little miniature versions of like Cloud, Squall, like the summons, stuff like that. It looks silly as hell, but I will buy anything that has the Final Fantasy name on. So I'm looking forward to checking that out.
No, it does look really cool.
What else have we got going on? Oh, so yeah, let's jump into the news. Obviously, the biggest bit of news that dropped while we were away would be the Nintendo Switch. Have you guys checked out the Nintendo Switch Direct that they put out?
No, I've seen sort of stories about the Nintendo Switch. I believe it's the new console coming from Nintendo, but that's about as much as I know. So enlighten me.
Man, honestly, it looks like a badass hybrid console system, where you're going to be able to essentially take it around with you and play your continue playing your games on a screen. In some sense, that is provided, but then you can kind of put it back down into a dock as such and play it on your big screen as well. So I'm very much interested in seeing more of this. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any more details until next year. January next year is when they're going to give us more information about like retail price, and actual spec information, because we still haven't got any of that. In some sense, this kind of direct that they've shown is very much sort of like a concept piece, I would say. There isn't like I wouldn't say there's anything solid there yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, but I can guarantee that there'll be a Mario title, a Zelda title, and potentially one of the others. Possibly, what's it, the pink bubblegum dude that
Kirby?
blowjobs everything. Kirby, that's the one.
Blowjobs everything.
Blowjobs, fucking hell.
That is actually on the back of the instructions.
I mean, there is sort of like there's plenty of developers that are kind of saying that they are going to be supporting it. I mean, there's definitely some sort of big names in there, like EA, Epic Games, like Havoc, the game engine. They're saying that they're going to support it. Like Telltale Games, THQ. I mean, there's plenty of big names in it, like Ubisoft, Square Enix. So I don't know if they're gonna have the titles, if this true portable nature is actually going to be the way that they are going to do it, and being able to kind of dock it at home. I think they're onto a winner, if I'm honest. But
has that not been done before by someone? For some reason, I think it has, but I don't know if it actually has.
I don't think properly. I would say. There isn't like a docking system as such, or
I don't know why I keep thinking that I'd seen it something like it before. Because I can't find anything, but like I swear, as soon as I thought it, I was like, "That's very similar to like something came to my mind straight away." I don't know what it was. It looks good though. I mean, the problem is at the moment, it's like what you say. It's very concept. We don't really know much about it at all. And we can get wet knickers as much as we like, but actually, what are we actually going to get at the end of it? So, got to wait and see, really.
The biggest thing is going to be the controller. I think it's less about the console now, and because it's going to be probably allow you to play DVDs or whatever. They're the things that the consoles you do. But the big thing with Nintendo has always been the controller. It's like, how well does it?
Well, I mean, this is not going to be discs as well. This is all going to be cartridge based as such.
Yeah, we've gone back old school to cartridges.
And I think I quite like the way the concept of what they've done with the controllers as such. That the fact that you can kind of just sort of take it off the screen, and the screen can kind of like it's got like a little back to it, so that you can kind of like rest it somewhere and play with your sort of your thumbs up here still while you're looking down there, which is I've always found that like with handheld devices, sometimes I get a bit like tired of having that heavy screen there, all of everything there in one thing. If I can just put it down there and just have the controls, then fucking brilliant. That's exactly what I want. So I think this is going to be a kind of a good step up in sort of hybrid video gaming, but we'll see on how it pans out. I'm definitely a bit reserved on it still at the moment, because I really do want to see those specs. I want to kind of see what games are going to be coming out sort of around launch, and then kind of really formulate my opinion. But I think Pokemon is definitely a good possibility for this as well. I think maybe are we going to get our our full 3D Pokemon game someday? I think Nintendo Switch may be our best chance for it.
I have heard though that it's not backwards compatible.
Well, no, because I think they're still going to be supporting the 3DS and that. So this is not going to be. I don't think they're planning to do that at the moment, but we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll sort of start introducing it, in the store, later on, like they've kind of done with, their previous generations of consoles.
Definitely. I think as soon as you mentioned that it was cartridge based, I think everyone started dusting off their old SNES cartridges and hoping that they could plug those in.
Wow, yeah, that's a way different cartridge. You know, this is very very small little things now, and way more memory as well. And that.
Yes, it's amazing how far we've come. The fact
Yeah.
that the cartridges used to be this big, and now they're only this big. But you still have to blow it to make it work.
Did you see the No Man's Sky account get hacked at all?
No.
I can't really call it hacking.
Is the well, it was just sort of someone went on there and were posting for Hello Games as such.
Yeah, one of the developers.
Oh, was it them?
Yep, they found out because they've released the emails now that he sent out.
Oh.
What's his face sent to pretty much, because what if you haven't seen it? They said our game was a mistake. Yeah, it was a developer. So
shit.
Oh.
yeah.
So the game was never meant to be.
So yeah, there's I can't remember who it was. I might be. Well, who's the guy? Who's the main guy?
Sean Murray.
Might be Sean Murray. Because let me have a look quickly.
So I'm guessing he's going to get in a lot of trouble from publishers.
Yeah. Well, what happened was that what I heard was apparently someone they claimed it was hacked, but then 3 or 4 different people got emails. Some of them are saying one thing, but one to Machinima was a completely different email, and it was like, no, we weren't hacked. This was wrong, so on and so forth. I can't remember who I read that story from. I think I saw it from Rooster Teeth. We're talking about it. So maybe more has come out since then than it was all an elaborate thing. But apparently there was a lot more evidence saying that it was one of the guys there.
So it's like the PR emergency if in case of actual truth hacked. Like we were hacked on it.
I'm trying to see if we can find. No, I can't find the thing, but I definitely watched a video.
Oh, fair enough.
To do with it. So if I can find the link on it, I'll put it out sometime.
Yeah,
They were saying that the Machinima and some other people got emails from them saying it was a mistake and all this kind of stuff, and it was like written as from that person, not just a random person sort of thing.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, let's move on and get into sort of the PlayStation Plus games that you're going to be able to play this November. This is one I'm actually pretty excited about playing, actually. On the PS4, we've got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Definitely looking forward to checking it out, so I'm sure you're going to hear me talking about that on the next show. Along with World of Final Fantasy. What else we got on the PS4? We got the Deadly Tower of Monsters. Must admit, know absolutely nothing about that game. On the PS3, we've got Dirt 3, which is a great game. If you haven't played it, definitely worth playing. We've got Costume Quest 2 as well on the PS3.
I really need to get around to playing that. The
Uh,
first game was amazing.
yeah?
Yeah. Did you ever play it?
No, never played it.
Oh, but it's basically it's what if the man who does Costume Quest is the same guy that did Monkey Island and all of those games. Tim Schafer.
Oh, right. Okay.
And it's basically what would Tim Schafer do if he was in charge of Final Fantasy? And then he made Costume Quest. So basically, it's a bunch of kids going out and playing make-believe on Halloween, and they're all dressed up in their costumes, and they then fight as those costume characters in a sort of Final Fantasy style. Enemy on one side, you on the other side. You get to pick which attack or defend or heal or item or whatever. Then they fight, and then there's obviously like quick time events. So as you attack, if you hit a button in time, then you'll do a bigger attack, or you defend, or whatever. But the story is based on the fact that you're a brother and sister, and you have a rivalry, and you get to pick one of the characters. and then the other one then gets abducted by aliens who are invading at Halloween, and you have to then go around and collect all the candy to save your sister or brother, depending on which character you play. And then the game sort of is a little bit different depending on which one you pick. But it was really, really good, and it was really there was a DLC on it as well where you get to go to the alien world, and then they did a sequel, which apparently is also really good, but I don't know anything about it other than I really, really want to play it.
Well, you dig out your PS3 and get on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we've got Letter Quest Remastered, which is for the PS Vita, and it's also cross-buy with the PS4. And the last game that we've got on there on the PS Vita, which is also cross-buy with PS4 and PS3, is Pumped BMX Plus. I'm probably not going to play that, if I'm honest. So moving on to Games for Gold for November, we've got Super Dungeon Bros available from the 1st to the 30th of November. We've got Murdered Soul Suspect, which is going to be available from the 16th of November to December the 15th. Oh my god, we're getting to December now on that, guys. This is getting weird, man. End of the year already.
It's almost Christmas.
I know. Good God, Jesus. Well, exactly, Jesus. Then, well, the Xbox 360 games with Gold November 2016 are Monkey Island SE. And so that's weird that Monkey Island and you've got Costume Quest on the other. That's going to be available from the 1st to the 15th, and then we've got Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon available from the 16th to the 30th, which apparently is going to be also on the backwards compatibility list. So I think you should be able to play that on your Xbox One as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a strong lineup coming from them.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I've never played Blood Dragon, so I'm definitely going to have to grab that for the 360.
Did anyone see? So I randomly the other day I just saw a link. There was no advertising for it on Xbox Live, nothing anywhere. Clicked on the link. Borderlands. What was it? The sequel and what was it? The 2K remaster or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The one with both of them for free on Xbox One. Click the link. Led me to my Microsoft account. I now have it for free.
Nice.
So, yeah, I don't know why, but I couldn't see it advertised anywhere on Xbox. So, nice little freebie. If you got it, then you got it. I don't know if it's still available anywhere.
Yeah.
Cool.
We all like freebies.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't? And if you're on Origin, you can get Dungeon Keeper for free at the moment.
What a game!
Yes, mate. I know.
What a fucking game! I may have to fucking go and get involved in that.
Unless, of course, you live in Myanmar.
Exactly, because you get completely fucked over there at the moment, just because somehow EA have blocked an entire country playing games on Origin.
That's insane. There's obviously a switch somewhere. Today we're not going to allow this country any games. No games for you. Chunk.
But they are working to sort of restore access over there in Myanmar, so let's hopefully they'll sort it out soon.
Yes.
I still can't believe that that's the case. How did they do that? How did they do that?
They put up an apology on the Origin, but the country couldn't see it. So when they're back,
my PC almost got fucked up with that. Fucking hell.
Good man. But yeah, I mean that about sort of wraps it up for this week's show. So if you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can even post on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/GameOverYear.
You can tweet us using @GoVR, and you can also follow us on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/GoVR.
What you got to do, yeah? You got to subscribe, ain't ya? You got to subscribe to the YouTube. It's youtube.com/user/GameOverYearUK. And if you want to email any of us, contact us at gameoveryear.net.
And don't forget the most important place where you can find all of these lovely links at gameoveryear.net. There we go. Yeah, I'll get it right at some point. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, Game over, yeah.
And happy Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Shenanigans.